Hi everyone. Today I'm going to tell you about something that happened to me 8 years ago. It was autumn, and I wanted to travel far from the noisy city. I loved exploring old places, so I decided to take a short trip by train to the countryside. I had a camera, a small bag, and a map. It was late afternoon when I reached the train station. The sky was red, and the wind was cold. I saw a train at the end of the platform. It was old, very old. The paint was black, the windows small, and the sound of its engine was deep and strange. I looked around, but there were no people, no guards, no staff. Only that train. I asked an old man standing near the station, "Where does this train go?" He looked at me with fear in his eyes and whispered, "Don't take that train. It doesn't belong here." I laughed nervously. "What do you mean?" But he didn't answer. He just walked away. I felt curious. I wanted adventure, so I stepped inside the train. The seats were wooden, the lights were weak, and the air smelled of smoke and dust. Only a few passengers were there. They wore strange clothes, old clothes like from another century. A woman in a long dress held a candle. A man in a tall black hat read a newspaper dated 1874. I blinked my eyes. Was I dreaming? The train started moving, slow at first, then faster. Outside the window, I saw fields and forests, but they didn't look real. The trees were gray, the moon was red, and the sky seemed too close. I wanted to stand up and leave, but the door was locked. I asked the man with the newspaper, "Excuse me, what town is this train going to?" He looked at me with pale eyes and whispered, "We are going back to where it all ended." His voice sent a chill down my spine. Hours passed, but no station came. Finally, the train slowed down and stopped in front of a broken platform. I got out. There was an abandoned town. The houses were burned, the windows broken. A cold wind blew, and I heard whispers. Suddenly, a little girl appeared in front of me. She wore an old white dress, and her eyes were sad. She held a broken doll in her hand. "You shouldn't be here," she said softly. "This place belongs to the lost." I asked her, "Lost? What do you mean? Where am I?" She pointed at the ruins. "This town burned down over 100 years ago. Everyone died. But we return every autumn when the train comes." I felt my heart race. "But I'm alive. I'm not one of you," I said. She touched my hand. Her skin was ice cold. "Leave before midnight, or you will never leave." I ran back to the train, but it was gone. The platform was empty. The tracks were broken. I shouted. I cried, but no one answered. Only the wind and the shadows moved around me. Then I saw the girl again. She looked at me with tears. "Run to the forest. When the bell rings, you will find the way out." At that moment, I heard a church bell in the distance. I ran as fast as I could through the dark forest. My legs were shaking, my chest was burning, but I didn't stop. Suddenly, I saw lights, a real station, modern people, cars, the sound of voices. I had escaped. I looked back, but the forest was gone. The platform was gone. Only the empty tracks remained. I asked a man at the station, Where's the old town near here? The one that burned down. He looked at me strangely and said, that town was destroyed in 1874. No one goes there anymore. Only stories remain. I couldn't speak. I remembered the old train, the passengers, the girl with the doll. I remembered her cold hand and her warning. Even now, 8 years later, I still hear the sound of that train in my dreams. And sometimes, when I pass the countryside in autumn, I see black smoke in the distance. The forgotten train still runs. It waits for passengers. And maybe one day it will come for me again.